Oh,
Hey, welcome everybody. This is Thursday. Coach Call on Tap. This is our NCAA Week 11 Pick'em Show. Thank you everybody for joining us again. We got Puff and Kyle in Pennsylvania. We got Tristan, North Carolina. Our man Donnie Betts, he's on the road a lot right now, so we can't get a hold of him. But he's with us in spirit. I am your coach. I am here in Texas, ready to rock and roll. Week 11. I'm getting excited. It's getting closer and closer to playoff time, but it's also getting closer and closer to Michigan getting booted out of here. I cannot wait. I think it's going to happen. I think it has to happen. It's gotten to a certain point, but I digress. Before that, gentlemen, last week we had a pretty good week. Any highlights? Kyle, let's start with you. Any highlights that you're bringing in from last week? Anything that really caught your eye that you're looking forward this week?
something that caught my eye last week was Clemson beating Notre Dame. I really like that because this week they play Georgia Tech, they're 5-4, but they've had a pretty easy schedule. So seeing that bright side of Clemson makes me think that Clemson can spank the living hell out of Georgia Tech. So that is something that I am looking from last week to this week.
I like that. There's a lot of crap talk about Dabo and Clemson last week. They took it personal. I mean, Dabo after that win, he was really emotional. I love to see that kind of stuff in college football. I think that's what sets everybody apart from other sports. Puff, what'd you take from last week, man? Any highs or lows?
Um, nah, not really. The biggest thing that I've seen is that with this Washington team, their defense is still struggling a lot. And I think that that's a problem that we're going to see this week. Another thing that I've seen is Michigan. We'll get to that game later. They haven't played anybody yet, so this is their first real test. I'm looking forward to this weekend. Georgia keeps on showing that they're the real deal. I think that they have an easy route to make it to the final if they can win this weekend. So
I got you. I'm surprised you didn't say anything about yours coming back for Texas, but we'll get to that game sooner than later. Tristan, what'd you take away from last week, buddy?
Um, I think the Clemson game really shocked me. I didn't think Clemson had that in them, so that was a big win for Clemson. Bama beat LSU last weekend, right? Yeah, I
Mhm.
think I think that was big. Big for Bama. I think Bama, I mean, they're on a roll now, so
Yeah, I liked it. I think Bama did something different with their offense. They said they were going to run them to give them a lot more freedom. They did that. The Clemson thing, though, Kyle, I just love that. It just goes to prove that you can get a bunch of kids together, and you can talk them into anything. And if they trust you and you trust them, these kids will run through a brick wall. But it's getting down to nut crunch time, guys. I can't get over this Michigan team. The story keeps getting thicker and thicker and thicker. And then this morning, or no, it was last night, I think, one of you guys text me or text us and said that now they're saying, well, Ohio State did it first, Penn State did it first, these other teams were doing it first, so now we jump on it. Dude, that's not going to save you. Because your neighbor shoots your dog doesn't mean you can go shoot their dog. You're going to be as guilty as them. I mean, it's just one of those things. I personally, this is my personal view on this thing, and I want to hear y'all's. I know on the last on our Chalk Talk we talked about, innocent until proven guilty. I get it. I think it's getting to be too much information. It's getting too distracting. I don't want this to be like the old USC thing where these guys are going to take a seat at the main table, maybe win a game, maybe win it all, and then come to find out that it was cheating, it was a violation, and they take it away. I'd rather them just sit out, just keep them out of it, and give four teams that deserve to be in it a shot to win it all. Kyle, what do you think about that?
Yeah, no. So I feel like Michigan is trying to I feel like they're almost like trying to stall by doing this now. Like they're trying to stall by bringing in other schools. The other three schools was Rutgers, Purdue, and Ohio State that they accused, but there's no evidence at all of Rutgers, Purdue, or Ohio State doing those things. So I feel like this is just a plot for Michigan to stall, to
Yeah.
try and keep them from having a verdict until after the season. So I think they're going to keep on doing this, and I think they're just going to keep on pushing and pushing and pushing this story as far as they can until the brink of the season, aka probably right after the national championship game on January 10th, 11th, something like that. So
Yeah. I hear you. Puff, are you still on that one horse where they're innocent until proven guilty? Let them play it all out.
Yeah, I am actually. I think
All right.
here's my thing. My thing is that everybody steals signs. I'm gonna go with the same thing I said at Chalk Talk. Everybody steals signs. They all see that happening. It happens all the time in football. It happens in high school football, but these teams don't get punished for it. Uh, my biggest thing is though, if they were sending it to other teams, then they deserve the ban. They deserve to not be able to play like a bowl game, or they shouldn't be in the playoff or anything. If they find that, they gotta find that first.
Yeah,
And when
I
they
got you.
find evidence of it, then I think that they should get banned. If they don't, then they should just keep on playing, just keep going.
I got you. Tristan, what do you think? Do you even give a shit about this?
I do give a shit, but I think I think Michigan's about to get banned, man. I don't know. I know it's the innocent till proven guilty thing, but I mean I think it's coming. I think it's just a matter of time.
It's all out there. I mean, Kyle, you see it, don't you? I see it. I mean, it's just one of those where there's smoke, there's got to be fire. Like, you know.
It's quite obvious that they are guiltier than sin. Like, I mean, it is quite obvious. Like, there is. I don't think they need any more evidence than they already have.
Well, let's go to this game. I mean, you guys, you're already wearing your Penn State gear, buddy. And by the way, I told Puff this before. I love those jerseys. The Penn State jerseys are just iconic. I love them. They're simple. Yeah, dude, show it off. That was my number in high school too. But let's go ahead and get to the game, dude. I mean, it's Michigan laying 4.5 at Penn State. I'm going to go ahead and start this, and I'm going to take it to Tristan. I want my Penn State guys to finish it off here. Michigan knows what's going on, dude. They can feel it. They know what's happening. They can see the writing on the wall. They're going to go out there, and I think they are just going to beat the snot out of Penn State. I mean, you want to talk about they're going to make a statement out of this. And Penn State, I mean, decent ball club. I don't think they're very good, but – I mean, just the with the hype and everything going on, I just see Michigan going out there and just throttling Penn State at home because of everything that's surrounding. Tristan, what do you think?
I actually agree. I agree with everything you said. I like Michigan here. I'm not after watching the Ohio State game. I'm not a fucking Drew Aller guy. He's not good. When he plays real competition, like he's about to play Michigan, he seems to crumble. He's who people think Bo Nix is, and Michigan's played a cupcake schedule at this point. I know that, but I mean I think they go in there and they take care of them.
And then no disrespect, fellas. Please understand me. No disrespect in saying this. But there's going to be a lot of hype. It's going to be electric at Penn State. I know this. But after getting hit in the mouth 2 or 3 times, I think everybody's going to settle in. And Michigan's out to prove a point. And I just think they run away with it. Puff, tell me why I'm wrong, buddy.
Oh, that 4 a.m. beer is gonna hit so different on my way up to Happy Valley this weekend. That's what I must say. First thing, this is like I'm looking at their schedule now. This is the worst schedule I've ever seen that Michigan has played. Like, there's no ranked team on here. Bowling Green, UNLV, ECU were their first 3 games. And then they go into conference play, and the only team that they played that's any good, that's decent, is Rutgers. I look at the schedule, and I think Penn State has a great chance with that atmosphere up there. Aller seemed to get the offense rolling last weekend. They started throwing the ball a lot more. You got to see Dante Cephas in the offense, which I was waiting for that to happen all season. So I really like Penn State in this game. I think they win without a biased opinion. Take away that.
I like it. Kyle, give us yours, baby.
Let me ask you guys something. Do you believe in miracles?
I do believe in miracles. Yes. I believe in aliens and the flat earth too, but go ahead.
Well, guess what? I don't believe in miracles. I don't. Michigan is going to walk in here and probably win this game. It's as simple as that. I don't think I've now what you guys are saying, how they think you're going to walk in there, win by a lot. Now, I don't believe that one bit. Michigan's had a cakewalk schedule. Would not shock me if Penn State even led at halftime, because this is the best defense Michigan has faced all year. Mm-hmm. This is one of the best defenses Michigan has faced all year. I think Michigan wins. I think they cover, but I don't think they're going to win by like 20 plus. I think they're probably going to win maybe by 7-10 points.
Yeah, I just see it, and by the way, I want to put an asterisk on this because I am rooting for Penn State. I hope Penn State beats these guys. I like nothing about Michigan. I never have. I never will. I don't like Jim Harbaugh. I don't like their colors or whatever they call their fucking stadium. I hate Michigan. I don't like anything about Michigan, dude. You know, and I hope you win. But I just think it's one of those, just like Dabo did Clemson. Harbaugh's doing this with Michigan, getting the kids riled up. They don't believe in us. Let's show them we should be here. We should be here, and they're going to come out and make a statement. I hope I'm wrong, but that's where I'm at. So give me Michigan minus the points. Tristan's on Michigan minus the points. Of course, Puff, you're in for the upset. Kyle, you think they cover the 4.5? You think Penn State covers the 4.5?
No, I think Michigan.
I got you. All right, let's move on to the SEC. At number 8, Alabama is on the road at Kentucky. Alabama coming off probably the best showing they've had all season. Just came out and dominated like they should. Kentucky's that sneaky team, man. You know, every now and then they'll come in and they'll upset somebody. They'll do this or that. My take on this is I think Bama rolls. This is that game that Bama rolls. Kentucky can't cover against elite teams. And I know Mizzou's not elite, but you know they can't cover against Georgia. They can't cover against Missouri. They didn't cover against Tennessee. They just can't do this. I don't think 11 points is enough. I think Alabama rolls late. I think it's a good ball game up to about halftime, but then Alabama gets their shit together, and I think they win this by a little bit more than a couple touchdowns. What do you think, Kyle?
Yeah, so Kentucky, in the preseason, I picked Kentucky to win this game. In the preseason, I picked Kentucky to upset Alabama, but that was because I thought I was going to see a lot more from Devin Leary, and I really haven't seen that from him at all this year at Kentucky. He has been a mid quarterback. He has not been a very good quarterback, but this is absolutely a trap game for Alabama. I will say that. It's a noon kickoff. In the line for me, the line only being 11, like that, to me, that's a little fishy because the way Alabama's been playing, I thought the line would have been higher than that. I was thinking maybe like 18, maybe like 19. But in the end, the way Alabama's playing right now and the way that Devin Leary has not been that great quarterback that Kentucky needs for that offense, I think Alabama covers, and I think they win by about 2 touchdowns.
I like it. What do you think, Puff? What do you think about Kentucky?
Yeah, you can call me a square, you can call me whatever, but Bama's gonna roll this game. Like you guys were saying, Devin Leary hasn't looked good at all this season. He's been a big letdown. Against top 25 teams, he can't even average 150 yards, 120, 128, 70. He struggles against good defenses, and I think he's gonna struggle this weekend with Alabama. Alabama's playing well. I think they win this game by probably 21, 24.
There you go. Tristan, what do you think?
The shocking thing about Devin Leary is I remember watching him at NC State, and I watched him, and I was like, man, that guy's good. And I was like, I really kind of thought that he'd even make a decent NFL quarterback someday. But that, I mean, I guess his true colors have started to show. I'm on Bama.
There we go. Yeah, I just think Bama, it's their time to go. They're catching the head of steam, and they know what's ahead, and they're getting ready to go to get after it. Let's scoot over to the Big 12. Texas Tech, 4-5, 3-3 in the Big 12 at Kansas, 16 Kansas, 7-2, 4-2 Kansas. They're just sneaky good. I mean, sneaky good. I think their game against Iowa State was a letdown because the game before they beat, OU. So I think it was a little bit of a letdown. But I think this game, the best play is the over. I think we can play the over 62. But being at home, Texas Tech can do funny things, but it's just being at home. Give me Kansas -4. It's not a lot of points. So give me Kansas minus 4 at home. What do you think, Kyle?
So this game, I was really high on Texas Tech in the preseason. I thought they had a chance to be a really great team, and seeing them at 4-5 at this point in the season is just extremely disappointing because I had them playing Texas in the Big 12 title game in the preseason. So
Wow.
seeing them at 4-5 is just unreal. I thought this team really had a lot of potential. They haven't lived up to the potential at all. Kansas, they're doing great right now. They're ranked. They're just rolling, and I think they're going to keep it on rolling. I think they're going to cover, and I think they're going to easily win this one.
Yeah. Puff, what do you think about this game?
Yeah, I want to take Kansas in this game, but the line doesn't make sense to me. Like it's one of them things where Kansas should be favored by 6.5, 7. Well, I'm looking at the numbers and it just doesn't add up. So for that, I'm gonna fade it and take Texas Tech, and I
Ah,
might do a little bit on the money line too.
I like it. You know, Puff, it's funny you say that because I was talking to John. John couldn't be on with us. JJ on the Discord, he was going to be on with us today, but he's at Sol Ross Consulting, those coaches. We were talking about it, and these guys, basically what Kansas and Texas Tech do every time they enter squad or whatever, they go against each other. It's the same thing. So, you know, nobody's fooling everybody. That's why the total is where it's at. And I think that's why the spread's where it's at, Puff, because they do consider this to be a really close game. But for me, 4 is just not enough. What do you think, Tristan?
Kansas is at home, by the way.
Yeah.
And I love Kansas in this spot, so give me Kansas.
There you go. Short and sweet. Guys, Tulane's a pretty good ball club. I mean, they're in a different, they're in a different bracket, in a different zone, but Tulane can do it, man. And then for me, I'm just going to short and sweet. Tulsa's anemic. Those guys, they're just not very good. Tulsa's at Tulane. It's 11 o'clock game. Tulane's favored by 23.5. I'm going to take Tulane in the first half, and I'm going to take Tulane to cover the 23.5. I don't know. The over and under 53.5. I don't think it gets there because I don't know that Tulsa can even score. So give me Tulane minus 23.5. What do you think, Kyle?
So Tulane, they have a struggle of covering big spreads. They're 1-3 this season, covering a spread over 16 points. So for that, give me Tulsa to cover the spread, but I do think Tulane is going to win the game.
I like it. And see, now we're talking trends and stuff. And you know how I love trends. So y'all stick close because Kyle might talk me into this by Saturday. Puff, what do you think?
Yeah, for me, I compare the offense that Tulane has to the offensives like SMU and Rice. All right, and Rice put up 42 against Tulsa. SMU put up 69 against Tulsa. So what makes me think that Tulane isn't going to put up 50 this weekend? I mean, Tulane hasn't covered any of their spreads in their last 4 games, and this is one of those games where I think that they get back on track and cover and blow them out.
There we go. Tristan, what do you think, buddy?
Kyle, did you pick Tulsa?
I picked Tulsa to cover, but Tulane to win.
Okay. I'm gonna be on Tulane too. If I'm being completely honest with y'all, I don't know shit about either of these teams, so give me Tulane.
I love it. See, that's the best way to do it. I mean, you just don't know shit. You just go, just like tonight's NFL game. I don't know anything, but I know the trend. So
I don't know a fucking thing about these two. So just give me the favorite.
Hey, at 1 o'clock, number 21 Arizona. I never thought I'd say that in my life. Number 21 Arizona, 6-3 in the Pac-12, 4-2 in the 6-3 overall, 4-2 in the Pac-12. With Colorado, the darlings of college football in the beginning, minus 10.
Almighty, how they have fallen.
Dude, you guys use in the Discord use the word frauds a lot.
Yeah.
A lot. I'm going to tell you this, and this is I've been talking to a couple of other guys a couple of the coaches that I know. We text each other back and forth. Dude, this honeymoon is over at Colorado. I'm calling it frauds because now I'm seeing it for what it really is. Deion's in this sucker to make the money, and Deion's in this sucker to make his boy the richest quarterback to ever come out of college football without winning a Heisman. I just think this is what Deion's doing. He's setting it up. I think the fucking circus is over with. And I think the circus will soon leave Colorado sooner than later. I don't think this is a deal where Dion stays here for 5 or 10 years and tries to build this. I think he's raking in as much money as he can. I think he's lifting his boy up as high as he can to make as much money. And I think he's the fuck out. For that, give me Zona -10. Kyle, what do you think?
Arizona, they're riding so high right now. They've upset two great teams in the past 2 weeks, Oregon State and UCLA. Colorado, they have not looked great the last few games. They haven't looked great in a very long time, but the Buffs covered the spread last week against Oregon State. So for that, give me Colorado to upset Arizona because I think Arizona is just in a letdown spot right now. No, I don't think Colorado's better than Arizona, but I think Arizona is just they're in a letdown spot right now. They're ranked for the first time in 10 years. I don't think they're going to know what to do because they're ranked. So I think they're going to come out, lay a dud. Colorado's going to win.
Puff, thank you for introducing me to Kyle. Thank you for bringing him on. I love that letdown spot. I love what he's talking about. I'm still taking Arizona. You're not changing my mind because Colorado's frauds. You're not changing my mind. But I love the look. I love that reasoning right there, man. Puff, what do you think, man? You're knocking something out of the park over there.
Yeah, let me piggyback off what Kyle's saying. I know that we always talk about sports having a storyline and how sometimes we always like to joke about script and everything. Right now, Colorado's sitting at 4-5. 3 games left in the season. They got to win 2 to become bowl eligible. They got Washington State next week and Utah as their last game of the season. It would only be fitting for them to beat Arizona, beat Washington State, and then get their ass kicked by Utah. And then they get into a bowl game. So for me, I'm gonna take that and think of the script. And I like Colorado playing at home. When they're at home, they play good ball. So for that, I'm gonna take Colorado at home.
Well, it's even Stephen A. Smith said, or no, it was Shannon Sharp said, you go to a Colorado game, it looks like you're going to the BET Awards. There are movie stars and rap artists, and it's what he said, dude. I mean, it is. I would love to go to a Colorado game. Could you imagine how many stars you would see on the sideline? It's amazing.
Like the Super Bowl.
I just think they're frauds. They're in it for the money. I don't think they win another game. I said 4 was going to be their ultimate clip for the year. I'm going to stick with it. Tristan, what do you think?
Those two just said everything that I was going to say, so I'm not going to say much else other than how about Arizona being ranked? I had to do a double take.
I know that's what I said.
Fun fact about Arizona, though, against the spread this year, they're 8-1. They are 8-1 against the spread this year. That being said, though, I like Colorado at home, 10.5. Give me that.
Dang. Well, I'll buy the point. I'll go to 10. Give me Zona. I'll be the only one there. Dude, is this K-State team for real? Now, first of all, we got Baylor going into K-State. K-State's number 25 in the nation, 6-3 overall, 4-2 in the Big 12. Baylor is just the opposite. But it's like every 3 games, Baylor actually plays football. Like you're sitting there going, holy shit. At halftime, they're tied or they're ahead. I mean, it's like every 3 games, they're really, really good. K-State, they're number 25 in the nation. Just for that reason only. Give me Baylor plus 21. I'll take 21. Might even buy a point. But give me plus 21 because this is the every 3rd game that Baylor actually plays football. So give me the plus 21 on the road at K-State. Kyle, what do you think?
Yeah, Baylor sucks. Simple as that.
I said every 3 games, buddy. Come on, give me that. Jeez.
Baylor sucks. Give me Kansas State minus 21. Simple.
Oh my gosh. Yep. God. One of us is going to make it big this weekend, just so you know. Puff, what do you think, bud?
Yeah, this is a K-State bounce back game for me. I'm looking at it. I think Baylor blew their load last week against Houston. Going into OT, that was kind of like their big game of the season for me, in my opinion. So I think this week they go to Manhattan and get the shit kicked out of them.
How do you go to Houston and that be a big game in your season?
Because they were struggling all season.
No, I hear you. I'm just saying for any team to go into Houston and make that a big game in your season, you're horrible. Tristan, what do you think?
I agree with you. I like Baylor here. I'm on Baylor.
That's just a
Square.
lot of points, man. That's just a lot,
Square.
and that's not square. You're round. That's okay.
Ba-
Let's move on.
Hold on,
Yeah.
Puff.
Fucked up.
Who did you take? Kansas State.
Yeah, he took Kansas State.
K-State, bounce back.
Yeah, him and Kyle already went over their notes before they got on the show. Hey, this used to be one of my favorite games to watch. I mean, every year, of course, I'm a lot older than you guys. Every year I would sit here and I could not wait for Florida State, Miami, or Florida State, Florida, or Miami, Florida. I mean, these Florida teams, these used to be phenomenal games. Phenomenal games. Miami 6-3 overall, 2-3 in the ACC. Florida State 9-0, 7-0, one of the few undefeated teams. FSU at home, they are in Tallahassee. 14-point favorite, guys. I never thought I'd see that. They're 14-point favorites against Miami. But let's face it, Miami's horrible. I mean, they're not very good. I mean, they beat the shit. They beat A&M. We're not any good, obviously. I think this will be, because of the hype, I think this will be really, really close at home. But I think this is where the Seminoles will separate late. Maybe a defensive touchdown, maybe a special teams touchdown, something like that, to really separate from the pack. I like Florida State at home, minus the 14. Kyle, go ahead and take Miami. Tell me why.
So hear me out. Hear me out. Here's a word of advice for everyone. Word of advice for everyone. Whatever game Florida State is playing, don't bet. Just don't bet on anything. Don't bet
I
on
agree.
anything.
I agree. You're
You
right.
don't know what Florida State team is going to show up. You really do not know. But if I had to pick, give me Miami to cover, but I think Florida State's still going to win the game. It's a rivalry game. I think it's going to be a close game. Miami is a decent. They're a decent team. They're not a bad team.
Now they've got athletes. You got to agree with me. I've said it all. They have athletes all over the field.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's like Florida. They got animals all over the field. Why you can't win? I don't know. Right?
Yeah. No. I mean, they definitely have a chance. Like, it's not out of the question, for sure. But I mean, I've stuck with this since week 1, and I'm going to stick with it to it. Florida State's running the table in the ACC. They're going to win the ACC, and they're going to be unbeaten heading into the college football playoff.
I got you. But you're on Miami to cover the 14.
I am on Miami to cover, though.
I got you. Puff, you agree or disagree?
I agree. I'm with them on the U on this one. Florida State struggles against the run. Miami, they're like the Ole Miss of running backs here. They got 4 starting running backs that they rotate in, and I think they'll struggle with that a lot. So I think Miami covers. I don't know if they win, but I think it'll be a close game. Good rivalry game.
I hope it's a good close game. Tristan, what do you think about this Miami Florida State game?
I think Miami shows up for this game. I think they get up for this game. I think this will be one of your classic FSU by 3.
Oh, okay. Well, I like it. I love it. Like I said, I think it's going to be really, really close, maybe for 2.5 quarters, 3 quarters, and then, Miami's going to do what Miami does, and FSU's going to do some defensively or special teams to pull away. But I hope it is a good game, guys. We're going to the Pac-12 now. Let's change gears. Number 18, Utah, going to number 5, Washington. You know my love affair with Utah. I'm just huge. I'm always huge on Utah. I mean, Whittingham's one of my favorite coaches. I've known him. I like him. I know what kind of defense he runs, and I know how he runs a program. He's going into Washington. Washington is laying 9.5 points. 9.5 points. Correct me if I'm wrong, Kyle, because I'm coming to you first. Let me see. I got my notes here. I wrote down Washington's defense, not very good, almost sucks. Utah's offense decent, but Utah's defense wins the battle here. I don't know that they beat Washington, but I think Utah on the road covers 9.5 points. I think this is a field goal game. I think Washington will let Utah score points here, 38, 40 points, something like that. But I think Utah has the defense to slow them down. So I like Utah plus 9.5 on the road here, guys. Kyle, what do you think?
Yeah, so this Washington team, I mean, they're 9-0. They're fighting for a college football playoff spot. Is this where they finally stumble up and lose a game? I think no. I don't. I really don't. I think that Utah is just a step behind Washington, and I think we saw that when Oregon played Utah, and Oregon blew the doors off of Utah on Utah's home field. I think Utah on the road at Washington. I don't see this one happening. I think Washington covers -9.5. I get the defense is really bad, but that offense can score on almost every single possession. And I get this might be the best defense in the past. Actually, no, this isn't. It's not maybe. Utah does have the best.
This will be the best defense they've faced all year.
This is the best defense they've faced all year. So Utah absolutely has a chance. I just don't see it. I think Washington on their home field's too much. Give me Washington -9.5.
All right, respect. Go ahead, Puff. What do you think, buddy?
Yeah, for me, the football math here, it says that Washington's going to cover this game, but deep down, I want to take Utah. I think Utah covers and possibly wins, to be honest. I think that defense will cause problems because we've seen Penix struggle a lot. So I think that Utah will cause a lot of problems for that Washington offense.
I like it. Puff, what do you think, buddy? I mean, Tristan, what do you think?
I know we look like brothers, but damn.
Jeez, well, you're pretty close.
I'm on Washington too, man. I love Penix. I think he's going to be a good NFL quarterback one day. I mean, this might be a 21-point game. Utah just can't keep up with that offense.
Dude, their defense is going to keep them in this ball game.
I'm not talking about the defense. I think Washington is going to get theirs just, throughout the game. And then I just don't know that Utah can get there. I just don't know that they can cover. So,
well, what I'm thinking is this: Utah's going to run the ball better than anybody's run the ball against Washington. They're going to throw the ball a little bit. I like Utah plus the 9.5.
I love this next game.
This is a big Discord game here, boys. This is This is
the
one of those.
Splitter, bro.
Oh
right
my
here,
God!
split that shit in half.
This right here. Well, this I guarantee you. I'm going to say this now. This game right here, this Tennessee Missouri game we're going to lose people on our Discord on either side. Whoever loses this game, I promise you, we're going to lose 3 or 4 guys on the Discord, which I don't give a shit. They can fuck kick rocks. I don't care. But this is how big this Tennessee Missouri game is on our Discord. We got Tennessee going, number 13 Tennessee going to Mizzou. Missouri's number 14. 7-3 overall, 3-2 in the SEC is Tennessee. 7-2, 3-2 is Missouri in the SEC. They're equal. This game is at Missouri at 2:30. Tennessee is a 2-point favorite. The over and under is 57.5. Guys, and again, Kyle, I'm going to go to you first, and I know you're going to fucking dog me on this shit, but I'm going to say it anyway. Dude, Missouri can't beat good teams. And I'm not saying Tennessee's a great team, but Missouri can't beat good teams. I mean, they give up way too many points, first of all. And then I look man for whatever it is. Man for man, Missouri just can't hold up to Tennessee. Tennessee has too many weapons versus Missouri. I don't see it happening. I hate to say this because Bubba, oh my God, I got to hear his ass for another year if they win. But dude, I just think, and then the line says Tennessee -2. And all I can see is that big fat white kicker that Missouri has kicking a 67-yard field goal in the end to win it. I cannot put my trust in that. I'm going to take Tennessee -2 on the road. Kyle, take it away.
Oh, coach. Oh, coach. Your jaw might drop when I say this, but Chetty, BK, this is Missouri by murder.
Oh.
Tennessee is going to go to sleep as soon as they walk into that place. They're going to go to sleep as soon as they walk into that place. Give me Missouri by 3 touchdowns.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
You're not kidding. I'm being serious. This is a real show that we're going to upload.
Missouri was one less mistake away from beating Georgia last week. One less mistake away. I think they're going to blow the doors off of Tennessee.
All right. Let's do this. I got a buddy. He started Bet Openly. Gino, we can go to Bet Openly, and I will take $100 bet. And I will take Tennessee plus 21. You just said they're going to win. You said Missouri's going to win by 3 touchdowns. We can go to bet openly, and we'll put $100. I will take Tennessee plus 21 points.
You know the guy that started bet
Yeah,
opening?
Gino. Yeah, Gino. Yes or no, Kyle? Are you that confident or no? I'm fucking with you. I'm messing with you. But you are thinking that they blow the doors off. Okay.
I do.
Puff.
I love Missouri in this spot. I love
boys,
Missouri in this spot.
Puff. Come on, Puff. What you
Yeah,
got?
this is a great spot for Missouri too.
Of course it is. They're at home.
I'm looking at the strength of schedule, man. Like, I look at the strength of schedule. Missouri has played teams 1,000 times better than Tennessee. Missouri they beat K-State this earlier in the season. That's hard to do. Beat K-State, beat Kentucky, South Carolina. What? Why are you going crazy? What's going on? You good?
I'm shaking my head at my wife. Just go ahead.
Oh, okay. But I think Missouri at home is a hard place for teams to win. That place is going to be rocking. It arguably is going to be. It is their biggest game of the season for the fans that watch them at home. This place is going to be rocking. It's top 25 matchup.
All 20,000 fans are going to be they're going to be just. Tennessee plays in front of 108,000. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
But it don't matter though. It don't matter though.
You like it?
It's the atmosphere. I like it a lot. I think Missouri wins this game.
Tristan, what do you think?
Coach, either you're gonna beat the shit out of us or we're gonna beat the shit out of you, because I'm with them. I think Tennessee has been hanging on by a thread for weeks. I mean, like this is that game that I'm with Kyle. I think Tennessee gets the shit kicked out of them. I really do.
Hey, Donnie, are you here? Can you hear me?
I just want to say.
No, hold on, Donnie. Hold on. Now, you got one shot at staying on this fucking podcast tonight, Donnie. I'm just going to say that. All right,
Bro,
give me your thoughts. Give me your thoughts. Come on.
Drugs are good, and I can tell that 3 of those boys in that studio have hit them tonight.
There is no way. Yes.
21. Listen, I think Missouri is a good enough team to beat Tennessee. I do. I think they can do it. I don't think they will. I think Tennessee wins this by 3 to 5 points. There's a reason that Vegas set this at -2. They see that Tennessee and Missouri match up very well for Tennessee. They think that the passing of Tennessee is a good match for Missouri's, defensive secondary. Yeah, Missouri gave Georgia a very big scare last week. They played very well. That said, Beck is not a thrower. I mean, they ran the ball more than anything. So I think Tennessee beats them. I think it is a close game, and Missouri very well may win, but I don't see 21 outside of playing blackjack.
Yeah, and so this is another one, Kyle. This is another one where I think Tennessee wins. I'm not betting the game because I want Tennessee to lose.
I'll bet the over.
Okay, that's fair enough. I'll be rooting just like I will root for Penn State because I can't stand Michigan. I'll be rooting for Missouri because I can't stand Tennessee. But I don't see the 21. But that is a bold statement. I love that. I love you put your nuts out on the table on it. And so thank you, Donnie, for backing me up. I needed somebody in here on my fucking side. I'm over here on my own island. These 3 guys, I mean, it's just like in the old days, man. Push the Mexican aside.
That's all right. I'm here now. I'll take care of you on some things.
There you go. Hey, let's move back to. Are we done with that? Yeah. Let's move back into the Big 12. Oklahoma State, dude. What a huge game against They took the last game of Bedlam. And they get to keep that forever. Like, people lose sight of that shit. They keep that trophy in their stadium forever and ever. That was huge. They go to UCF now. Even after that huge game of beating Oklahoma and the big name to Oklahoma, they're only 2.5 favorites at UCF. I'm going to make it short and sweet. UCF sucks at home. I mean, they're not a good ball club at home. I've been looking at it. I don't like it at all. Oklahoma State is riding the high of the Bedlam win. I mean, just going absolutely nuts. Everybody loves Bedlam, but I'm going to say this again: the Big 12 sucks. This is a huge letdown. Give me UCF at home. I'm going to buy a point. Give +3. Give me UCF at home. Kyle, what do you think?
Here we are again, another game for another perfect letdown spot.
Yep.
This is a perfect letdown spot.
But
yep, you got me right on the money. But
I could read you like my
Colorado
ex-wife.
to upset Arizona earlier. I'm not taking UCF to upset Oklahoma State. Give me Oklahoma State. Give me +2.5.
I read you like I used to read my ex-wife, dude. Man, me and you, Kyle. Puff, what do you think, buddy?
Before this pod, I said I had a play of the century, right? This game right here is my play of the century. I love UCF in this spot. You're telling me a team that has lost 5 of their last 6 games is only a 2.5-point underdog to a team that has been running through, well, not running through, but has been on quite the heater lately. Beat OU, Cincy, West Virginia, Kansas State. Oklahoma State has just beat all those teams. And you're telling me the spread's only 2.5. There's something fishy with this game. So for that, I love UCF. I'm probably going to, this is my play. I love this play.
I like it. It smells like a swamp over there. Tristan, what do you think?
Give me Okie State.
Me and you aren't going to get along this weekend at all, are we? Me and you are crossed, Tristan.
I thought you were on Oklahoma State.
No, UCF at home, baby. The big
Really?
upset.
I thought you said Oklahoma State.
No,
he said UCF.
Oh shit.
Donnie, make some sense of it all.
Mine is pretty simple. If anybody ever says lock of the century, I automatically fade them. So I'm going to take Oklahoma State.
I like it.
Go ahead.
All right. Fair enough. Let's see what we got next. Oh, here we go. You want to talk about lock of the century? We got Rutgers at Iowa, number 22, Iowa. The line is Iowa -1. Some of you guys have a pick 'em. The over and under is 28.5. I mean, Vegas is hard pressed to lower it, but it's 28.5. The one thing I am going to do is play that under 28.5.
Got to.
For sure.
Principal play.
It's a tendency. It's a principle. That's the way it is. Rutgers has a really good defense. Shiano, he knows his stuff on the defensive side. Iowa, they can't hit water if they fell out of a fucking boat. Yet they're 7-2 and 4-2, man. I mean, I don't know. Let's start with you, Donnie, and then we're going to take it to Kyle. What do you think about this Rutgers Iowa game? Kyle, you're right after. Go ahead.
I mean, it reminds me of a game tonight with the Bears versus Carolina. It's just going to be ugly. Go kiss your sister in the mouth. This is just not a pretty game. It's going to be a defensive game. It's going to be fraught with no touchdowns. I like the under. I like no touchdown in this game. My luck, it would get spoiled by a defensive touchdown. But that said, I think Rutgers has a better chance of getting past Iowa than anybody else. So give me Rutgers.
All right. Yeah. I'm on the other side on that one, Donnie. I like this Iowa team in these low scoring battles. They always just seem to find ways to win. So give me Iowa. Kyle, what you got?
I would be willing to bet the house that I'm living in right now that Rutgers is going to cover the spread. That is how confident I am in Rutgers.
Shit, I should have taken Iowa.
This Rutgers team, they're a good football team. It's as simple as that. And Iowa is defense. I mean, they could honestly play defense. They would have a better chance at winning the game if they only played defense the entire game.
I need the Panthers to draft every Iowa defender this year in this upcoming draft. Puff, what do you got?
It still doesn't help that you got Bryce Young at QB, but so let's look at this. I look at this, and Rutgers' defense has slowly fell apart since that Wisconsin game. Giving up 24. Oh, no, you have 14. All right, I'm looking at this game. I'm breaking it down. And I think that Rutgers has a good chance to win this game, but I'm going to roll with Iowa at home. I think that that defense is going to be able to hold Rutgers to a very low scoring. And I think Iowa will be able to put up 2-3 touchdowns.
So you like Iowa to win or Iowa to cover?
Yep.
Coach, who you got?
Yeah, give me. I'm not even thinking. I didn't even write anything down. Give me Iowa at home. Two. It's just. I just. Whatever. Give me the under definitely, but I'll take Iowa at home, man. If it's a 1-point game, give me Iowa at home. Let's see what we got next. Stanford, Oregon State. Stanford, Oregon State, 3:30. Why did I miss those guys? Stanford, Oregon State at 3:30. Kyle, what do you think? We got Stanford, who's not very good. Oregon State is minus 20.5 over and under 54.5. Who do you have in that Stanford, Oregon State game, buddy?
Yeah, short and sweet. Oregon State minus 20.5. Simple as that. Stanford's terrible.
There you go. Puff, what do you think about that?
Yeah, keep it simple, stupid. Oregon State minus 20.5.
Tristan?
DJ Ugalele has definitely come out of his shell since leaving Clemson, which is nice to see because he's built like an NFL quarterback. I don't know that he'll make it to a starter in the NFL, but I do like Ugalele. So Stanford, I really wanted to take Stanford here, but I don't see it. Give me Oregon State.
Donnie, what do you think, buddy?
Yeah, it's going to be pretty simple. I'm going to keep it with these guys. Oregon State by murder, and murder's over 20 points.
Yeah, I like Oregon State. Stanford's not enough. Oregon State has a defense too. So give me Oregon State minus 20. Here's my game of the week right here. Not my bet of the week. My game of the week. This is the one that I cannot wait to watch. This is the big one right here. I got number 2 Georgia at home, 9-0, 6-0 against Ole Miss, 8-1, 5-1 in the SEC. Georgia is a 10.5 point favorite at home. 10.5 point favorite. Kyle, what do you think about that ball game, buddy?
Don't you do it, Kyle. Don't you do it, Kyle. Go ahead, Kyle.
3 weeks ago, I would have told you that this would be the upset of the year, that Ole Miss was going to walk into Georgia and win the game. Now, I don't think that's going to happen. I just watched Ole Miss last week. That Ole Miss last week should have lost by double digits to Texas A&M at home. Like they should have lost by 10 plus to Texas A&M at home. Georgia, they're playing too well now. They're playing way too well right now. And until they lose, I don't think you can really bet against them. Give me Georgia minus 11.
Puff, what do you think about this Georgia team?
Yeah, I think I said at the beginning of the season about Ole Miss. So why would I go against them now? I think Jackson Dart's the man. So I'm gonna ride with Ole Miss in this game. Georgia keeps on getting by, luckily. Give me Ole Miss plus 10.5 and give me the money line.
All right. Luckily they're getting by. Tristan, what do you think?
I think this is going to be one of those games where Georgia's looking across a couple states and looking at Alabama and going, fuck, we got to kick it up a gear. So give me Georgia to kill these dudes.
Kill them. Donnie, is there going to be a murder in Georgia?
Yeah, I think this game's pretty simple. Georgia's been playing a lot better ball. They're more disciplined, and Lane Kiffin has not got that explosiveness that he had at the start of the season. I mean, he's going to be facing the best defense he's seen, and I know he's an offensive genius, but I think he's a little rattled. I think they should have lost last week, so give me Georgia.
Lane Kiffin is one of my favorite personalities in college football. I mean, I've loved him from the very beginning, from the time he was a nobody and then went to Tennessee and got fired on the tarmac at USC, went begging for a job, and Saban gave him one, and now he's where he's at. One of my favorite characters. He's a really, really good coach. If they didn't have a 7'3" technique, they wouldn't have blocked our field goal, and we would have beat them. A&M's lost 3 games, 1 by 6, 1 by 7, 1 by 3. If Ole Miss had any chance to beat Georgia, they should have beat us by 3 fucking touchdowns. There's no way. This is going to be close early, but Georgia's going to pull away, and they're going to prove why they are one of the top 5 teams in the nation, and they're going to prove why Ole Miss is only a top 10 team. So give me Georgia minus 10.5. I have them winning by 13. Give me Georgia minus 10.5 in this game. I can't wait to watch it though. All right, boys. Number 17, Oklahoma is at home against West Virginia. 7-2, 4-2 in the Big 12 is Oklahoma. 6-3, 4-2 in the Big 12 is West Virginia. I don't like this line at all. OU minus 13. Kyle, start it off. What do you think?
If West Virginia was home, I would take West Virginia in this game, but they're not at home.
13 points, buddy. 13 points.
It is.
Okay.
It is 13 points, but Oklahoma they're due for a bounce back game. And I think this is their bounce back game. Oklahoma minus 13.5. I think they win by just over that, by like 14, 17 points.
I got you. Puff, what do you think? I know you hate Oklahoma, but break it down for the better.
Oklahoma is decimated right now. They lost, their second biggest game of the year next to the Texas game. West Virginia has been playing really good football these past 2 games against UCF and BYU. 13 points is just way too many for me, to be honest. I understand it's Big 12 and those 2 touchdowns just can pop up out of nowhere. But West Virginia, they can score with them, and I think that offense will be able to keep them in that game and cover.
I got you. Tristan, what do you think?
Fuck Oklahoma. Give me West Virginia.
Hey, Donnie, before I take it to you, man. Hey, West Virginia can score. Dude, OU is sliding hard. No doubt about it. They're sliding hard. I don't think Brent Venables is the type of coach that can straighten this ship. I don't think Brent Venables is a head coach. I think Brent Venables, his deal is he should be a defensive coordinator at one of these top schools, just like Manny at Penn State. Manny is not a head football coach, dude. Brent Venables is not a head football coach at OU. I don't think he rights the ship. This is way too many points. I think West Virginia can score. Give me West Virginia plus 13 on the road. Donnie, what do you think?
I think that I think the Oklahoma State game jumped up and bit Oklahoma. They're still scoring a ton of points. Their defense is just horrendous. It's been horrendous all year. Everybody's been able to score against Oklahoma. I think that the over is the play for this, but I think that Oklahoma can easily pull more points out of their hat than West Virginia. So give me Oklahoma.
I got you. All right, boys, Michigan State, Ohio State. Number 1, Ohio State, the number 1 team in the land, 9-0, 6-0. They got Michigan State. Oh, how the mighty has fallen. OSU minus 31.5. The over and under is 47. I'm going to start this off, then I'll let y'all ride with it. Michigan State just flat out sucks, man. That is a terrible, bad fucking team. Michigan, I think Coach Day knows what I feel. Michigan is going to get the boot, man. Their days are numbered. They're not going to be in it. He knows what he needs to do to get the number 1 seed. You want to play number 4 in the semis. He knows what he needs to do. This is going to be an utter fucking blowout in my mind. Give me Ohio State minus 41.5. What do you think, Kyle?
So Michigan State, they're absolutely horrible. That is no question. They suck. But Ohio State, can they score 31 or 41? Is that the spread, 41.5?
No, it's 31. I just said 41. Yeah.
Can Ohio State score 31 points? They just did it last week against Rutgers, but barely. They only scored 35 because of a pick 6. So honestly, I think 31.5 is too big. Give me Michigan State to cover, and I think you're going to hear the words Maserati Marvin more than the amount of points that are scored on the board for Ohio State.
Dude, I always thought that would be a great drinking game if we could all get together live and just have a shot. Every time they said that, we'd take a shot. We'd all be drunk by halftime. Puff, what do you think about 31.5 points?
I think that line is perfect for a backdoor cover, to be honest. one of them situations where Michigan State kicks like a bullshit field goal or they score a touchdown at the end of the game and end up covering. Like Kyle said, not Penn State, Ohio State's offense has not been impressive all season, but they did put up 41 against Purdue, and Purdue's kind of better than they're the same level as Michigan State, in my opinion. So I think Ohio State's going to cover this game.
Tristan, what do you think, buddy?
Yeah, I'm with you too. I mean, Ohio State's just, I mean, number one, they're not deserving of number one. But number two, Michigan State's they're gonna get the shit kicked out of them in this game. Just give me OSU.
Donnie.
I think we lost him.
We lost him.
Nope.
There he
Did
is.
I freeze?
Yeah, you're all right. What do you think about this?
No, I think that Ohio State has not played good ball in the first half. I haven't seen it all year. Rutgers was in the game until late, and a couple of late touchdowns really let them pull ahead. I think that 31 and a half is just a very, very big number. This is Michigan State's Super Bowl, their Fiesta Bowl, their Taco Bowl. It's their season. If they can just keep it close, it's a victory. So yeah, I'm gonna take Michigan State.
I got you. Puff, let's move back to the Big 12 for you, buddy. Your favorite quarterback, your Heisman hopeful, is back this week. Yours is playing for Texas. The problem is they got to go to Fort Worth at night, and they're laying 12 in Fort Worth at night. Can TCU cover 12, Puff? Talk to us. Let's start with you.
Yeah, they're going to cover that spread easily. I think Quinn Ewers comes back. I think that they're going to struggle to get their offense rolling just because of that difference in style between Malik and Quinn. It's going to take a while to get them back on track. I understand they've been practicing all week like that, but when you're in an in-game situation, and especially playing down TCU, because TCU at home, they're a very good team at home. They hang in there with teams, and they beat some good teams at home this year. So I think that they'll be able to cover the spread against Texas, and wouldn't be surprised if they beat them.
Tristan, what do you think?
I'm not overthinking this. Give me Texas.
Kyle.
Yeah, I'm with Tristan on this one. I think this is a great spot for Texas. I think that 12 is perfect because I think Texas is going to win by 14.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm not going to overthink it either. I think, and really it's a fade against TCU. I know they're at home, but this isn't the same TCU team. This isn't the same defense that you used to put on the field. They don't have that magical quarterback. It's just they still have beautiful women there, but they don't have the football team. Give me Texas. I think they win by 2 touchdowns, Kyle. Donnie, what do you think?
I mean, if you remember when we started talking about the NCAA football at the very beginning of the year, I told you TCU was not going to be good. And you were like, what? They're top 4. How did that happen? And they're not. That said, Texas is playing a lot better ball. I know that we're going to have some shakeups this week with quarterbacks and stuff, but it's not the same. Texas is head and shoulders above. Give me Texas by murder. Buy it up. 21 points. If you want to see a 21-point game, this is a 21-point game.
I like it. Dude, when I was coaching in Louisiana back in the 90s, I know I'm showing my age. I went 2 years. I went to Death Valley to watch this game, this LSU Florida game. It's when Spurrier was down there coaching for Florida. This is when Nick Saban was coaching for LSU. At night, Death Valley in Louisiana is freaking amazing. It's one of those things you have to go watch yourself. I can tell you, and you're going to look at me like I'm crazy. But it's like when you first realize you got hair on your nuts, you're like, what the hell is this? This is that type of fucking game, man. It is crazy. You got Florida coming in there with a bunch of freaking athletes. LSU number 19 in the land. It's going to be absolutely fucking nuts. LSU laying 14 and a half. Kyle, what do you think is going to happen in Death Valley at night?
It's simple. LSU is going to win this game, and they are going to cover 14.5. Florida is just, they're slowly falling apart, and I don't think going to LSU after they just lost to Alabama is a good way to get your season on track. I don't think it's going to happen. So give me LSU.
Puff, what do you think, buddy?
I do not think LSU is 2 touchdowns better than this Florida team, to be honest. I think Florida has so much talent. They have so much talent that they've been struggling to show this season. And I think this game is a prime opportunity for them to actually like come out their shell a little bit and
So let me ask
playing.
you. Let me ask you this, Puff. Do you think that Georgia is that much better of a ball club than LSU?
Yes.
Because Georgia absolutely annihilated Florida.
Yeah, I do.
That
I
was in
think Georgia,
Texas. In Texas, we call it a waffle stomp. They waffle stomped their ass. So Georgia is that much better than LSU.
Yeah, I watched that game and LSU. No, wait, you're talking about Florida. Florida played Georgia.
Yeah, they got waffle stomped.
Yeah, they played like shit. That happens. Teams have bad games, coach.
No, I understand. I'm asking if you think Georgia is that much better than LSU.
I mean, LSU also lost to.
No, I'm just asking a simple question. Do you think Georgia is that much better than LSU?
23 points? Yeah, 23 points better. Yeah.
Okay. That's a simple
but
question.
LSU is not 2 touchdowns better than Florida.
Can I go now?
Yeah, go ahead. Now I'm lost. No, okay. He won. No, he won. He beat me. He beat me because now I'm confused.
I got a couple. I got a couple things to say about this game.
Okay.
Number one, I'm talking to you, Chase. I love you, and he's gonna watch this podcast. He watches every podcast. Thank you for that, by the way. But I'm about sick and fucking tired of you talking me into taking this fucking trash ass Florida team. They fucking suck. Graham Mertz fucking sucks. There's nothing about that. The only lone bright spot on that fucking Florida team is ETN, the running back. He's going to be a very great running back in the NFL one day. That being said, and by the way, I know Chetty's got $100 on Florida money line. Thank you for your donation. Give me LSU to beat the fucking shit out of Florida and send the Gators with their alligator tail tucked in between their legs back to fucking Florida.
Thank you, Tristan. Thank you.
Donnie, are you with me?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm just wondering, man. Tristan just went completely off the rails there. A little angry. Like a little angry Rosie O'Donnell with his Carolina hat on.
Fuck you, Donnie.
I think that the problem that scares me on this LSU team is not the players, it's not the defense, it's Brian Kelly. He's scary. He may literally call plays where it's like, all right, here's what I want us to do. We're gonna come up with a new play. It's called run backwards. Because you guys can't understand what I'm doing anyway, so we might as well run backwards. And he'll throw the team under the bus. I want to take LSU, I do, but something's saying nighttime. I know it's, the atmosphere and everything, but this is when it's that atmosphere is when Brian Kelly is his worst enemy. So give me Florida to cover because of Brian Kelly.
I got one better, Donnie. Come be an Aggie fan and watch Jimbo for 4 fucking quarters. Huh? Talk about going backwards. Anyway, I understand what you're saying. I just think it's too much. I've been there. I've been to numerous games at LSU, especially when it counts. And it's just one of those things, man. I think 14.5, I'll buy it down to 14 just in case. But I see the second half, I see these guys just rolling these some bitches, and Florida's going to go back home. So give me LSU minus the points. Duke and North Carolina. As if I give a shit, because both these teams have just Duke is done. I'm done. North Carolina, I'm done with them. Duke is now looking forward to their basketball season. They lost their quarterback. North Carolina, can you figure it out or not? I'll buy a point and take North Carolina. I won't bet this fucking game, but if I have to choose a side, why not take North Carolina? I'm more excited about them playing basketball against each other than this fake fucking football game they got going on. Kyle, what do you think, buddy?
Yeah, I like this spot for Duke. I really do. No Riley Leonard, yes, but I mean North Carolina, they lost to two really bad teams. And they did just get a cupcake game last week, but I mean Coach Elko's defense is still really good.
Still good.
That defense is still extremely good. I think Duke covers, but North Carolina wins.
Yeah, the Fighting Elks. Hey, Puff, you still like Coach Elko's defense over there? All right, cool. Tristan, what do you think?
The good old Tobacco Road rivalry. These teams are only about an hour 30 apart. I love Duke to cover here, man. I would even maybe sprinkle the money line. I think Duke's defense is that good. So yeah, give me Duke.
I got you. Donnie, what do you think?
Duke's defense isn't bad, but I mean, their offense is anemic. So I don't see how they're going to score. I mean, they lost their quarterback.
Defense is trash.
Well, but you got to have somebody to throw the ball. So after seeing them last week, I don't think Duke can keep up with North Carolina. So give me North Carolina.
Yeah. Hey, Puff, can you unmute yourself and let me know what you think about this Duke North Carolina game?
Yeah. So I think Coach Elko's defense is very good. And I like that matchup with the way Drake May has. I mean, Drake May has been putting up points, not going to lie. It's just the fact that their defense can't stop shit. And I think that Duke's defense will be able to hold them down to where they can cover that 14.5.
Oh, so you like Duke?
I love Duke.
Oh, you love Duke. All right. Hey, let's go to the last one, USC, Oregon. Oregon is
Coach,
a
who you got?
favorite.
You didn't say your pick. Duke, UNC.
I'll buy a half a point. Give me UNC minus 14.
Okay.
I gotta keep betting against both Pennsylvania boys here. They obviously think way different than I do. So let's just keep that going. Why not? It's fun. The last game of the night, USC, or the last top 25 game of the night, USC 7-3, 5-2 in the Pac-12, going to number 6, Oregon 8-1, 5-1 in the Pac-12. It's all riding on this, man. I mean, Oregon needs just to. If they win out, they're in. They know it. Love their coach. 15 points seems like a lot, but I'm always going to fade a quarterback who goes in the stands and cries to mama on live TV because they blew it, because he blew it, because he couldn't hold it together, because he couldn't do shit, because he already has a Heisman in his pocket, because he's not going to make it in the NFL. So I'm going to fade that. I love Oregon. I love everything about Oregon. I think Oregon beats a snot out of these bitches. Give me Oregon minus a 15. I ain't buying shit. I'll just keep doing that. Now the over, I don't know. I don't know that USC is going to score as much. But give me Oregon minus 15. Yeah, they do got that dog in them, and it's going to bite, and it's going to bite hard and often. Kyle, what do you think?
Yeah, Oregon's playing great football right now. It's as simple as that. Or you could argue right now that Oregon looks like the best team in all of college football right now. There is an argument for that. And, it's as simple as this. The only way Oregon doesn't cover this spread is if Dan Lanning goes for it 5 times on 4th down and he chokes a loss away. So, I mean,
fucking analytics, dude. I hate that shit.
Yeah,
go ahead.
I mean, Lanning, that's really the only way Oregon doesn't cover minus 15 is if Lanning goes for it about 5 times on 4th down again and, loses his quarterback a Heisman for the 2nd straight year in a row, loses his quarterback a potential national championship spot 2nd year in a row. But yeah, Oregon should easily win this game.
There you go, Puff. What do you think about this game?
Okay, Donnie.
Yeah, USC's defense is god awful, especially what?
You were lagging. Sorry, go ahead.
You good now?
Yeah, go ahead.
USC's defense is awful. They struggle in their secondary, and it's arguably the worst secondary I've ever seen. And Bo Nix is going to pick this defense apart, and they're probably going to win this game by like 30.
I like it.
Thanks.
Tristan, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm on Oregon. I've been high on Oregon all year. I'm not gonna get off of that train now.
There you go, Donnie.
Yeah, USC is falling apart. They look like something you'd pick up on the side of the road in Vegas at like 3 a.m. So they just look trash. Give me Oregon by murder.
Hey, go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say before closing remarks, Donnie, just because some other people might want to know your picks.
Yeah, let me get caught up.
Yeah, we wanted to get caught up. The big one here, Tristan, is the Michigan Penn State game. Michigan -4.5. So Donnie, let me give you a precursor like I did these boys. I think Michigan is going to get the boot. I think they know they're going to get the boot. I think they're playing up. I think they're putting it all out there. I think Harbaugh is going to give his best rah-rah speech in the world. I think Michigan rolls these fools at Penn State. What do you think is happening? Michigan -4.5 on the road.
Yeah, Michigan's gonna destroy Penn State here. They are a better team than Ohio State at every position. Now, have they done some scandalous shit? Yeah, but every college out there has done it. If you don't,
but not at that level, Donnie. Come on.
Yeah,
not at that level. No, bullshit.
You even heard Nick Saban say, hey, we got to get rid of this. He didn't admit that they've done it. He goes, the best way to do this is put mics in the helmets and blah blah blah. He goes, because I've
been saying that since the fucking early 2000s here with in Texas.
He literally said it on McAfee that every team is scouting. So yeah, I mean, now have they done it to the level of Harbaugh? No, but I don't think. I think Harbaugh's gone after the year, but I don't think they're going to do anything before then because he's going to beat the snot out of Penn State. He's going to beat Ohio State, and then they're going to go to the championship, and they're going to be like, all right, win or lose, this is it for you, buddy. So then he can go off and coach the Raiders.
There you go. Hey, Donnie, we got Alabama -11 at Kentucky.
Murder. Alabama. Not even. Don't overthink it. Don't even think it. Just take Alabama. They're rolling.
We got Texas Tech going to Kansas. Kansas is only favored by 4 after 2 big wins. What do you got?
I got Kansas here. I'm not a big believer in them, but they're playing good ball, so go with the hot hand.
All right, I'm gonna move past one and go straight to America's sweethearts at the beginning of the year. That was Colorado. Now they're at home. Number 21 Arizona's coming to Colorado. Arizona 10.5 point favorites. What do you think?
Man, Arizona looked really good last week, and Colorado has not. Colorado seems to be falling apart. They were the sweetheart team, and they were playing well, but Arizona looked really good. I'm going to take Arizona.
What game did you come in on, Donnie?
Keep going for now. Keep going.
All right, we got Baylor, Kansas State. Kansas State -21 at home. I picked Baylor because Baylor plays good ball every third game. So I had Baylor to cover 21. Kyle thinks they're going to fucking lose by 57. What do you think about this K-State line at -21?
I hate it for Russell because I know he's a Baylor man, but Kansas State's going to beat them by more than 21. Baylor's just not looking very good.
All right, Donnie, and this is the one that we show our age. I don't give a shit, but me and you used to look forward to this fucking Miami-Florida State game, man, every year. This was a big game. It was always a lot of fun. The hype behind it. Now Miami's coming in 2-3 in the ACC. Florida State, one of the few undefeated teams. FSU laying 14. Do you think FSU covers the 14?
I do. I hate it because I want Miami to knock them out. I hate Florida State with a passion. And I used to not hate Florida State, but this new Florida State team is like, we deserve it again. I'm like, no, you got to earn it, buddy. You've been in the toilet for 20 years. You got to earn your way out. You don't deserve shit. So yeah, I do think they cover versus Miami. They'll lose, but it's not to Miami.
All right, Donnie, you know I love Utah. You know I love Coach Whittingham. I've been high on him all year long, as I have been high on Washington. Washington is now 9.5 point favorites at home against a really good probably the best defense Washington's faced all year. Washington can move the ball a little bit, and Utah can move the ball a little bit. Washington doesn't have very good defense. Is Washington really 9.5 point favorites?
No,
Are they really that good?
I think Utah has got a very good chance to upset Washington this week. It's if I had to pick a dog for the week that's over 7, it would be Utah.
I like it. Okay. I'm with you.
That was it. Tulane 23.5 at home against Tulsa. Which one?
Oh God, I hate Tulane. They can't cover shit. Give me Tulsa.
All right. Okay,
Look at Kyle's shit-eating grin over there. All right. Hey.
All right, that's it. That's it.
All right, guys, listen. CoachesCallOnTap.com. Go over there, hit the Discord because we're pinning stuff. We're finally getting some guys out there. Chetty, thank you. Chase, thank you for posting this. You guys have got to see this because I'm going to use it this weekend. Against the spread wins. These are streaks that are going on in college right now. New Mexico State has covered 7 straight. Arizona, Oklahoma State, Troy, they've covered 5 straight. Coastal Carolina, San Jose State has covered 4 straight. ATS losses, 7 straight, USC. 6 straight, Kent State, Marshall, Syracuse. 4 straight, Maryland, La Tech. So I'm posting these, the overs. LSU is 9 in a row on overs. USC 7 in a row on over. New Mexico 6 in a row. Florida 5 in a row. And then the unders 7 straight Troy, 5 straight Buffalo, 4 straight. We're posting this on the Discord. Make sure you go to CoachesCallOnTap.com. You can find our Discord link there. Make sure you click the like button here, comment, hit that bell, subscribe to it, tell your friends about us. We're doing YouTube shorts. We're doing TikToks. We're on TikTok, Coaches Call 0. We're on Twitter, Coaches Call on Twitter. I'm on Instagram. Tristan's on TikTok. Puff's on TikTok. Donnie Betts is on TikTok. But come to our Discord, follow us there, and you can follow our real-time plays because a lot of this stuff might change. A lot of it might not, but we might add some. Guys, y'all got anything, some best bets, some best leans, anything you want to finish up with? Let's start with you, Kyle.
My best bets is Rutgers covering against Iowa and Missouri by murder.
Missouri by murder. Holy shit, Puff. You got anything?
Yeah, I got Maryland -2 against Nebraska. And then UCF +2.5 against Oklahoma State. And then my last one is Penn State money line because I'm going to the game. But that's biased, I guess. Ooh.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's a great betting rule. If you go to the game, bet a money line. No, don't do it. If you're listening, don't do that shit. Let Puff do it. Tristan, what do you got?
Michigan spread.
Michigan spread. Donnie, you got a couple for these people to look at?
Yeah.
You a rat for that, Tristan. You're a fucking rat.
Tristan just took my bet, one of my best. Michigan spread, obviously. I like the Georgia game over. I think this game soars over, and I like all craziness aside. I got to go back with Vanderbilt over just because I think they had 6 in a row and then they missed 2. They're not that good. Their defense is not that good. Somebody was just giving them a chance. So yeah, those are the 3.
I like it. I've got 3 plays right now that I'm looking at. They're going to be probably my biggest plays of the season. I'm not going to give them out now. You're going to have to go follow me on TikTok, or you're going to have to come follow me on YouTube because I'll put it on my YouTube short. I'll put it on my Instagram. I'm not going to give it to you now. Come follow us. Go to Coaches Call on Tap. I'll put it in the Discord also. It's free. Doesn't cost you anything. And then I know since I got my top guys here, we're going to go over. We're going to have a meeting, and we're going to have 3 or 4 plays that we're all going to agree on, and then we're all going to fucking hammer. And we'll make those available to you also, but make sure you go to Coaches Call on Tap, hit the Discord link, come follow us on Discord, and keep watching. Until then, guys, thank you very much, Puff, Kyle in Pennsylvania, Donnie on the road, wherever the fuck you are, and Tristan in North Carolina. I'm your coach in Texas. Coaches Call on Tap. This is week 11 NCAA Pick'em. Thank you, guys. I hope all your tickets cash. Adios.